of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth. Peace.
Peace.
Freedom. And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
My salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
And
by day. Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
To Ali. Amen. Please remain standing. I give praise to Allah. The Father of the universe. The Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I give honor to the noble prophet. To Ali. Founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I give honor to Marcus Garvey. Paved the way for the prophet. I give honor to our past leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Brother C. Kirkman Bay. Brother F. Nelson Bay. Brother J. Blakely Bay. Brother Oliver. I give honor to all our elected officials, local and national and local. I give honor to all our appointed positions. And I give honor to all things that the prophet brought. Uplifting of fallen humanity. Peace. Salvation of God given to the Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine Constitution, and Bible. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet, the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs, if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Service Center. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is a holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh, and ascended unto his Father, Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims, all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being Moorish American, you are a part and a portion of the government. You must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. For thus all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a parcel of this said government, and know that they are Negroes, colorful, black people, Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted from 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government which live in the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Jew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, who inhabit the northwestern and southwestern shores. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a portion of all the living acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessity of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children. Look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must spend father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting for humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love, and their bodies clean with water. These divine comes from your holy prophet, who drew Ali through the guidance of his father, God, Allah. Who drew Ali founder, Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, through Ali. Amen. Lord Science Temple, Home Office, 2905 5th Street Southeast, Washington, D.C. And now I read my additional law about the prophet number 2 Ali. Act 1. Grand chiefs and governors, heads of all temples or businesses. Each said temple must be approved by the prophet number 2 Ali. Before acting upon by any members, then we find his property, or any line of life that will cause members to sacrifice finances, etc., that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to removal from his office under heavy restrictions, etc., by the prophet or the grand chief. Act 2. All members are to attend their added meetings and their public meetings promptly. If the members found standing around on the meeting period, shall be 100% on the first case, and on the second, you will be fined $1, which will go in your emergency fund. Members' work, his monthly dues must be paid. If he has money in the bank, he must apply for as much as he's able for more so that the fund will stay financed to uplift the nation. Act 3. It's lawful and divine duty of every good member is in finance to aid and save the nation. And if he does not, he is enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have found best in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making this public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag, must be grabbed against the church or any member of any organized group, because we ought to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school. And the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who's able to do so. Because when Sunday school comes to guide us of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed. That they may know that they are impartial, this said government. Know that they're not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779, lasting to 1865 during the time of slavery. This is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to recognize by the government which they live and the nation of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from the sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a portion of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you're entitled to the name of faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children, and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious, and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans will keep their hearts and minds filled with love, and their bodies clean and water. This divine covenant from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, the guides of his father, God. I'm going to have just a brief reading from Koran. We'll start on instruction number 14, chapter number 8, which is on page 7. If you would ask me what to study, I would say yourself. And you will have studied them. I then would ask me what to study next. And I would provide with that. Thank you for coming out, folks. We're going to have a good day today. Our Sunday school is going to get up. We're going to have a celebration to celebrate our charter. Charter Day. Charter is very important. So we're We're gonna have our, is the, moderator?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have our grand sheik, we need for our road, man, and moderator. To start our Sunday school. Nice day out. It's gonna be really nice in here too, even nicer in here. This is right? We're gonna make it nice. We're gonna keep it on high. We're gonna stay in our higher self. We're gonna have a wonderful day at Temple 71. So we're waiting for our instructor with our Jones Bay. As soon as he comes up, we invite him to our Sunday school. Mr. Moores, I'd like to introduce our Sunday school instructor with our Jones Bay, leader and moderator of the Moore Science Temple. Please give me one attention.
Islam.
Islam.
Okay, that's good. Allow the
Father
Father
of
of
the
the
universe,
universe, the
Father
Father
of
of
love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, through Ali. Amen.
Praise God. Thank you. Well, this is the one that's going to be short.
Yeah.
All right. So that means we got to, I guess, moderate our climb. Yeah, you have to moderate your climb. Meaning that there's a what? We have to work within a what? Huh? A time frame, okay, but we also have to work within a limit. Meaning that we're gonna have to not reach so high. But how do you start reaching high? When the program, the great program itself is a program that has no limits. So let's see what Allah says. Who made you?
Allah,
Who is Allah?
Allah, Father of the universe,
Can we see it?
no,
Where's the nearest place we can meet it?
in the heart,
Who is Noble Juali?
he is Allah, prophet,
What is a prophet?
prophet, the thought of Allah manifested in the flesh,
What is the duty of a prophet?
save nations from the wrath of Allah,
Who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America?
noble Jew Ali.
Do you believe Noble Juali is a prophet?
Yes.
Why? What is your position on Noble Juali being a prophet? Anyway, okay, we know a prophet is the thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. But what does that mean? What does that mean, a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh, which is in fact a prophet? What does that mean?
Truth.
What does it mean?
Truth manifest.
Truth manifest. Truth manifest. Okay. All right. What else does it mean? A prophet is a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. In that statement, what does that tell you? What do you get from that statement? Because it's not strange that that statement is being made. A thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. What do you get from that?
Doesn't change or pass away.
Huh?
Doesn't change or pass away.
It doesn't change or pass away. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. Why doesn't it change or pass away?
None of a lot of thoughts change or pass away.
That's right. That's a good thought. Yeah. Come on, you.
That's a special guide divine.
A special what?
A special guide divine.
A special guide divine.
It's divine.
Okay. A special guide divine. Okay. What else? A thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. A prophet. A thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Because remember, the first question is, do you really believe or accept that Allah, that Prophet Noble Juali is a prophet? Do you really believe? Now, because you're talking about, here is a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh, do I really accept him as a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh? I mean, he's a man. Do I accept him as a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh? That's the question, my sister.
Oh, Islam, I was gonna say yes because of the message that he brings.
The message that he brings. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. Come on, Sister Kelly.
And I say yes because I'm saying what he has taught come to fruition,
You see what he has taught come to fruition. Okay.
or what he has instructed us that will happen.
Okay. What else? What else? See, we're talking about a thought of Allah made manifest in the flesh. Meaning that there is something that must happen to us that helps us to recognize and accept him as a thought of Allah manifest in the flesh. What has happened to you? What has really happened to you to make that you can actually say that this being or this person is a prophet of Allah manifested in the flesh? What has taken place with you? Because remember, his teachings are the teachings of what?
Allah.
And those teachings are to do what? Change your life.
So
That's what. Yeah.
and being more in tune with our higher self.
Yeah.
I'm learning to be more.
Yeah. But look, I'm living a life on earth. I'm on earth living this life. Now, I have to be able to identify as to what the message that has been extended to me, if it works. Does it work? Have you been consistent enough with it to see that it actually works, that a transformation takes place with you when you are consistently applying the instructions? Can you see a difference in your life? A difference, enough of a difference to make you say, wait a minute, I'm going to do this. I ain't doing that no more. So you got to be able to see a difference. Do you see a difference that you're willing to stand and defend when you are challenged with adversity? When things don't go like you think they should be going, can you have you arrived to the point where you can say, I ain't yielding, I'm gonna hold with this. I'm gonna use this. See what I'm saying? And not go back to the things that we've done in the past that is most familiar with us. The commonly the things that we used to do, that we relied on one time before we knew this. Are you willing to let that go and do this again instead of that? Brother Doja.
It's on. I give all honors to all the honors that was given before me by the chairman.
Yeah.
We began to pick up the distinguishing characteristics.
Okay. That's
When
a
you
good
imitate the prophet.
Okay.
He said, imitate how you prophet in action, words, and deeds.
Okay.
So your characteristics, you began to build that character up.
Okay. You begin to build your character up. What does that mean, you are beginning to build your character up? What's taking place with you? Useless? Yeah, but how do you tell me about some of them naughty, useless, ungainly parts that you are shedding, that you see the advantage in shedding, getting rid of? You see what I'm saying? By using the instructions that has been given to us for the purpose of raising us up. Remember, the teachings are supposed to take us up. We don't remain here when you apply this. You ascend. And in your ascension, you're able to do what? You feel better, no question. See. You can see error. You got to be able to see the errors. You got to be able to see that which I used to do. Oh, I see. It's a better way to do it. Or I shouldn't do it. Remember, again, a prophet a thought of Allah manifested. What does that mean? Materialized. Made to see. Meaning, if I accept the thought of Allah made manifest, then I should see that manifestation in me or in you. I should see him manifested in you, not the body, but the what? The spirit. I should be able to see that spirit made manifest. Because see, with these eyes, you don't see spirit, but you see the manifestation of it. Because the manifestation is, in fact, physical. So that means I should be able to see Prophet Noble Drew in the degree that you have accepted him manifest in you. I should be able to see him. Didn't he tell you to do what? Didn't he tell you to do what? Imitate him. Imitate I, your prophet. If you imitate something, that means you become like it, or you attempt to become like it. So that means I should see some resemblance of Prophet Noble Drew in you. Think about it. Are we not attempting to renew our acts and amend our ways? Don't we want to get better? Well, if you have a desire to get better, then the best you can become is imitating a thought of God. Just be able to see it. I should be able to see a thought of Allah manifested in you. You see it in me. I should be able to see it.
Right.
But you can't see it if you're not what?
Right.
Because if you're not practicing, you don't know.
Yeah.
You only believe. Come on, yo.
Islam.
Islam.
Praise be God unto his holy prophet. And what we're looking for to imitate the prophet is the love.
Yeah.
Because the prophet is love made manifest.
Yeah.
And we want to look for that love, the higher self in man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what prophet comes to represent to us.
Yeah.
The higher self in man.
Yeah.
So we're looking to imitate the higher self in us
Yes.
that we see in him.
Yes.
But
Yes.
because he is the messenger
Yes.
from Almighty God out,
Yes.
he
Yes.
was the message,
Yes.
the true and divine way.
Yes. Look, we are seekers. We're searching for something. What are you searching for?
True.
That's right. We're searching for the truth. And in our search for the truth, we need to see something
Yes.
that inspires us to continue to search.
That's right.
So what are you looking for? The manifestation of a thought of God
Yes.
that you can identify with, that you can feel comfortable with, that you can say, yes, this really exists. This is real.
Yes.
So the question, of course, is just that's why the question was, do you believe that the prophet is a real prophet? Do you believe that the Prophet Noble Drew is a thought of God?
That's right.
Can you see God in what he has manifested to us thus far?
That's right.
Because if you can't see him, what's the purpose of following him? Let's go search for somebody who we can see it in.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Mom.
Islam, sir. You know, you said something that I hope is not missed by us. You mentioned identify with.
Yes.
See, that's significant.
Yes.
When we study these teachings, one of the parts of the science that the prophet did, he brought us the life of Jesus.
Yes.
Almost everyone on earth
Yes.
can identify with Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, everybody don't know his teachings
Yeah.
like they may think,
Yeah.
but they can identify with Jesus And the prophet brought the life of Jesus to us. One, because he and Jesus are one and the same.
Yeah.
And he understood, I believe, I'm just using my point of view,
Yeah.
that we could identify with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when we first opened that book, the Koran,
Yeah.
he said these lessons for all those that love Jesus
Yes.
and desire
That's right.
to know about his life, works, and teaching.
That's right.
And the prophet Noble Ali is Jesus who has manifested once again.
That's right. That's
So I just heard when you were saying identify.
Yeah. That is important.
And that captured my attention.
Yeah.
And that was one of the means
Yeah.
in which the prophet was able to get some of our attention.
See, if you can't identify the prophet when he manifests before you, then you'll go for anything. Because you won't know what to look for. See, a person can mask themselves and come around you and they can whisper in your ear certain words that you're familiar with because they're words that come from the Koran. But if you don't know what to look for, you can be influenced and taking on a thought that's not the prophet.
Also the sound.
You won't recognize exactly. Exactly. That's why we must be able to identify the prophet when the prophet makes himself manifest in us. Got to be able to see it. I've got to be able to see it. If I'm talking about this and I'm trying to be about this, but I don't see this, then what happens?
You won't do it.
You won't do it. And you give strength to your what? But more importantly, your strength to what?
Come.
Yeah, that's no question. But you strengthen doubt. Because remember, doubt is of your own raising. So you strengthen that doubt if you don't see a manifestation of what you say you are following. If you don't see nobody doing this, if you can't see this, you think about it, but I don't see it. I don't see no manifestations of it. So what do you think doubt going to do? It's going to get stronger. And pretty soon, you'll find yourself being various and wavering in a more, I guess, extended way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm asking you. We're coming here. What am I getting out of coming here? Why do I keep coming? Why do I keep coming? What am I looking for? Am I seeing what I'm looking for? Because the time has come when every tongue must confess its own. It's your time to confess. And you can only make a true confession if you are accepting of the manifestation of the thought of God. You must see God. The manifested state of God. Come on.
Yeah, I was just thinking about something when you said that, Mark. I once read that one of the sisters in Temple, I think it was Temple 9, I'm not exactly sure about the sister, but this is what she said.
Yeah.
She said that he looked like a man, but his works was of God.
That's right. That's right.
So she saw that.
Yeah, she saw it. She saw it. She saw it. But it must be seen in you if you accept it. It's no way in the world you don't see him, or those who come in contact with you don't see the manifestation of a thought of God unless you haven't accepted it. If you haven't accepted it, you don't show it. You're going to show what you have accepted.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to show what's most dear to your heart and what you're clinging to. See, nobody have to come and tell you, people, you can't point out a person's flaws, and just because you point them out, think that they're going to be able to correct them. they must see themselves. And we don't have the power to make anybody see. But we can show. Whether they see, that's not on us, but it's our responsibility to show. To show what? What are we trying to show? What are you trying to show?
Imitate the struggle law made manifest.
Okay, that's right.
Our love to his law.
Yes, that's right. One word. You're trying to show submittance. You're a submitter. A submitter's behavior pattern and what he displays is totally different than a non-submitter. You should be able to acknowledge a believer, not by what they can quote, not by what they say, but how they act. That's how you know the believers from the disbelievers or the unbelievers. But for you to be a believer, you must first what? Accept. Believe. Believe that this is perhaps true. Come on.
You know, one thing too, brother, I think he gave us a guide
Yeah.
in being able to distinguish one from the other.
Yes.
Because he lets us know what our higher self breeds,
Yes.
what our lower self.
Yes.
And that helps, and I find that helps me
Yes.
to identify within me
Yes.
where I'm at
Yes.
along the way at a particular time.
Yes.
Because he lets us know that it's the mother virtues and harmonies of life
Yes.
and breeds justice, mercy, love, and right.
Yes.
And the opposite is that it breeds hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and anything that harms.
Yes.
So it gives us some type of pattern
Yes.
to be able to see where we are at if we're willing to accept it.
Yes. Yes.
Peace.
Peace. You know, one of the challenges for a believer is when he's confronted with the shrewdness of the devil.
Yeah.
See, the devil is so shrewd and manipulative that he puts a spin. And if you're not careful, you see, this is what's dangerous. When we start to accept, well, I am a believer.
Mm-hmm.
See, because then what happens? You challenge yourself.
Yeah.
That lower self now kicks in to say, I bet you're not. And what happens? He starts to manipulate and spin thoughts. And you find yourself in certain situations where those thoughts are dominant. And you might not contribute, but you're listening. You're listening. You might not agree, but you're listening.
Mm.
Next thing you know, that thought can cause you to do certain things that you are so certain within yourself you wouldn't do. And you look up and you've done it. That's why he says, guard thyself at all times against it. Come on.
The book also tells us too, it says where thou
Yes.
most strong.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And appears to who?
Ourselves.
Ourselves.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah.
It's, and that's why I believe it's two things that are very important
Yes.
for us is one, sincerity.
Yes.
You have to be sincere. You have
Yes.
to have courage enough. The truth that
Yes.
you have in courage for is looking at yourself,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And two is that we have to have a foundation
Yeah.
to build on.
Yes.
Because that temper that you talked about, the devil, when he comes,
Yes.
he's going to challenge your foundation.
Yes.
What is it built on?
Yes.
You say you're a believer, but what is
Yes.
it built on?
Yeah, what is it built on? That's right.
And so the prophet has instructed us that we must have a solid foundation.
Yes.
You know, and it gets even stronger as we continue to practice.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why
Yes.
the practice of these teachings are so important.
Yes.
Therefore, as we pursue seeking the truth,
Yes,
we learn certain things that we may have been holding in our minds and hearts for a while. We come to find out that was an error.
that's right.
And you gotta be sincere enough to recognize that it was an error, and you need to be willing to change.
That's right. That's right.
So that he cannot let doubt set in on you.
That's right.
Because that's what he's gonna push.
That's right.
Oh man, you believe that? Now, you know, with so and so, so and so.
That's right.
Well, that's what I think too.
That's right.
But so, you know,
That's right.
we
That's right.
have to
That's right. That's
be
right.
founded.
Right. That's right.
And become founded by practicing and doing what he says, pounding it in until it becomes a part of every part.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
and take no substitute. And one of the other things I'm gonna step is beautiful for us is that he let us know there are only two.
Yeah, that's right.
The governor talked about it, they emphasized it Friday.
Yeah.
There's only two.
That's right.
And so that gives you a clear distinction.
That's right.
Praise God.
That's
The
right.
one or the other.
That's right.
And so if we're seeking the truth, then we're gonna question the other.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And you know another thing you gotta look out for? When we are in pain
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
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 and we're challenged, when he comes to us, when we are in pain,
Yes.
you got to be on top of it now. Because see, sometimes our pain will have us justifying our behavior.
I believe it.
Well, Blanche, make sure that we clear that pain is not all physical.
That's right. Oh, that's most definitely.
See, we wanna make sure we clear that.
You're right, most definitely. We're talking about the mental and the physical.
Yes.
Because remember what he says about pain? Well, yes, but it also says it can enforce you to say what is not as well as what is.
Yes.
And that's not a direct word, but that's the gist of what it's being said.
Right.
Yeah,
And one thing to keep in mind, he informed us that we are in love with anguish.
that's what he said.
Should we create these things?
Yes.
And you know, I was thinking about something that Sister Joe Ray said that what the book was saying.
Yes.
And the word jumped out to me. A soldier never knows his strength until he meets
That's right.
his foe.
That's right.
Sometimes we haven't met all the foes
That's right.
that we're going to encounter.
That's right.
So we have to stay humble
That's right. That's right. That's right.
and pray that we're ready
That's right.
to deal with it.
That's right. Remember, babe, what we're doing is developing thought.
Yes.
Thought must be developed.
That's right.
So we are in the stage of developing the thought
Come on.
to get strength.
Mm.
We don't just take for granted that we got the strength just because we got the thought,
Come on, good.
because it doesn't work like that. That thought that you're holding about the Moorish Science Temple of America, that thought that you're holding about the Prophet Noble Drew Ali has to be developed.
Yes.
Mm. Listen.
You just can't come in here and say, I follow the Prophet. Remember, we used to talk about in the past. The people talk about, they come in here, they talk about, I never forget this one. The brother told me 50 times, if he told me one time before he left one meeting, that I'm in it for the duration. And the following week, I ain't seen him since. And he told me that at least 50 times. Well, I don't know, that's exaggeration. But it was a lot of time.
That's real.
Because he didn't understand. You got to develop that thought.
Mm.
You got to develop the thought to stay in here. Just because you join don't make you want to stay. That doesn't mean you want to stay. Come on, man.
I was there, we tried to answer you like, the ladies in that group. So there's no time out. I'm gonna take a break and then I'll come back.
Yes.
And I'll
Yeah.
pick up where I was starting.
Yeah.
No time out.
Yeah. Come on.
Even the thoughts, the latent spirit we have, Allah's spirit, that must be cultivated. That's just not something because the spirit of Allah, we have it.
Right.
We do have it, but it's not to the point of that it has been developed.
Right.
But that's a latent spirit.
Right.
That's a degree of consciousness about ourselves.
Right. 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 that there is a process in how to develop it.
Correct.
There is a procedure that must be followed. There are steps that must be taken. There are practices that must be accepted. Come on, Alexander.
It's not more. First of all, you know what we used to talk about the pain,
Yeah,
physical pain.
yeah,
First one must experience
yeah,
what the pain is.
yeah,
The prophet and Allah is the light. The prophet is the torch bearer
yeah,
in this era and time.
yeah,
If you follow the prophet, I'm just speaking for me,
yeah,
and myself,
yeah.
you won't leave the more signs Temple of America.
Right,
That light must be developed.
right,
And if you are a sincere member
right,
or an official
right,
in this organization,
right,
this is a divine movement
right,
where you can develop yourself.
right,
And it takes practice.
right,
Practice, practice, practice.
right.
Please.
Right. That's true. And in your practice, you develop.
That's right, Mo.
That's right.
That's why the emphasis has been placed on practice. So that's why it's been placed there. Because practice helps you to develop.
That's right.
What am I trying to develop? My thought. I'm not going to just take for granted just because I have a passing thought that's going to be enough to hold me. That thought that you grab when you come in here that makes you feel real good when you grab it, don't you know that same thought can be pushed out?
That's right.
Just as fast as you focused on it, it can be pushed out. That's why another thing we try to emphasize here. Learn to hold it.
That's right.
Yes.
You got to learn to hold it. If you can't hold it, it cannot develop. The development is solely dependent on your strength to hold it. And as you start to hold it, you start to see development take place. Manifestation take place. What starts to manifest? The thought of Allah made manifest in the flesh. Come on, Mom.
You know, when you said that, it made me think of something. You know, Jesus said, my heart is fixed.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
That means he wasn't going to waver or nothing. He was going in one direction. And that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
You got to be fixed.
yeah, yeah,
Please.
yeah. That being fixed is not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
Because by many times, what? And now the question is, do I what?
Have the strength.
Have the strength.
That's right.
Yeah, and remember, thought is developed
That's right.
by the exercise of strength.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
That's why I'm thinking about holding, but I got to let go also of them other thoughts.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't mix them,
That came mixed. That's
you
right.
know? And for me to hold on, that means I need to let go of some of them other thoughts so I can hold on and keep hold on. And it's not gonna be easy because you can't let go of all of it at one time.
That's right.
It's gonna go a little bit at a time.
That's right.
But as long as I have the strength
Right.
and the knowledge, I know if I get rid of this and hold on to the good thought, good things happen.
Yeah. Yeah. See, your holding helps it the development.
And my thinking
That's right.
develops.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
Brother Nate, I was just thinking as we talk about development,
Yeah.
we have to develop our resolution.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all be with it,
Yes.
but we have to employ it.
Yes. Yes.
Because resolution is gonna help us be firm in the way we are thinking,
Okay.
so that we can develop the thoughts that we need on a consistent basis.
Okay. Okay.
But we got to rely on
Okay.
our ability to develop the resolution. It's in us.
Okay.
He armed us with it,
Okay.
but we got to develop it.
That's
Be
right.
consistent
That's
and
right.
use it.
That's right. That's right. And you see, what you have just displayed, as well as all of you, you are allowing the thought to develop.
Come on, I hear you.
And as that thought develops, you see more than you saw when you first started to talk about it.
That's real. That's real.
It's developing. But if you don't hold it, the development is stunted. You stunt it's called stunting your growth. Your growth of what? Your growth of development. That's the key. The key is allowing the thought to develop. But you have to be what? To cause it that to do what? To develop, you must be what?
Submit.
A submitter.
Must be a submit.
Yeah.
Gotta be willing.
There we go.
You have to be willing. And like he'll say, you also have to be sincere.
Yes. Come on.
You gotta be sincere. See, sometimes sincerity does not always present itself in a manifested state. Sometimes sincerity, the greatest achievements in sincerity is unmanifested.
Yeah.
So,
Some manifested.
Yes.
It's not always manifested.
Right.
Your sincerity is not always seen
Come on.
because it takes on sincerity takes on different forms. Different forms of sincerity. Some may say, going to my meetings regularly, I'm proving my sincerity. Well, that could be perhaps true, but that's not necessarily true. Because you can come to your meetings and don't be sincere.
Not at all.
So we can't get caught up on thinking we can always see acts of sincerity.
That's right.
The most profound act of sincerity is unmanifested. You know, come on, bro.
While you was talking, I was just thinking, you know, one of the reasons, let's say some of us, well, let's say I was, because I held on to an ill thought,
Okay, good. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I held it,
Yeah.
and it manifested.
Yeah.
So I found myself here,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to get rid of all the ills and all the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah.
Slander, losing, murder, stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so you can hold that thought,
Yeah.
but make sure you hold the right one.
Post no question. And be careful with this. Just, you know, sometimes we say, well, I don't do that no more. They can't get me like that no more. But the shrewdness of one's lower self will not allow certain weaknesses to surface until you feel comfortable that you don't have them no more.
See?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
When you get comfortable and think you ain't like that no more. That's the trap. That's why a lot of people who are addicted to narcotics and things, they move away from it
They think you're healed.
and they think they're healed. Until the condition
Exactly.
is right for that challenge. And because I have neglected, because I've already tried to convince myself I ain't doing it no more. When that condition creates, because you ain't let the thought go, so that means the condition is still being created by a thought that you don't even acknowledge that you hold. And the next thing you know, when that condition creates itself, and that challenge, now you're challenged in the area that you thought that you had overcame, you yield.
Yeah.
Because you've done nothing to strengthen yourself.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on.
And one thing, brother, we in the chapter, we just learned,
Yeah.
is that to be addicted to something, it doesn't always have to be a form of a substance.
Right.
See, you can let go one form of a
That's
substance
right.
and become addicted to another.
That's right.
And it can be just as dangerous.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, remember, addiction is a thought.
It is.
Ain't nothing but a thought. And it don't come at you just one way.
And he said that, if I may,
Yeah.
he said it in that chapter that the government just referred to.
Uh-huh.
Drunk on the wine of the
Carnal,
heart.
yeah.
That
That's
was
right.
their addiction.
That's right. 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 Come on.
it's like I just was thinking about attention. Really, in internet addiction is not the danger of drugs. As you say, it's a thought. And just because I stopped using, just think about the way I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because there was thoughts that's gained strength with the years.
Yeah.
So if I don't have anything to replace those thoughts,
That's
you
right.
know, I'll use people.
That's right.
Yeah, I gotta use drugs, I use people.
That's right.
So just to know that having that attention, it forces me to, it talks about attention is the power that must conduct the report.
Yeah.
Just having that focus,
Yeah.
that concentration,
Yes.
that strength
Yeah.
that I can overcome.
Yeah.
Because if not, when I hit the roadblock,
Yeah.
I'll resort back to what I think
Yeah.
is working best for me, even when I know the end result.
Yeah. That's right.
That's
But
great,
look,
man.
the Lord self is so, again, manipulative that he will soften your perception of the end result this time.
Yes.
You will say, well, but I know what I know now. I'm not going to get caught up like that this time.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the illusion. That's the illusion. The illusion is to take you off, allow to help. The illusion is to catch you off guard.
Yeah.
Because he tells us, guard thyself at what? All times. So if you're not guarding yourself at all times, that means when you get caught, you're caught off guard.
Right.
Come on.
And the key for us not to get caught off guard,
Yes.
to identify
Yes.
what it offers.
Yes. Yes.
It offers
Yes.
what you all just talked about.
Yes.
Pleasant, joy, and satisfying gain.
Yes.
But when you're in that moment, you think you can't hurt nothing.
That's right. Right.
But then it gives unrest, misery, and death.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
So you gotta
Yes.
identify.
Yes. Yes. Identification. There are warning signs.
Yes.
If we are attentive to its good. See, the warning signs, if you are attentive to its good, puts you on alert. See, the question is, do you pay attention to the alert mechanism?
That's it. That's it. Right.
When we're getting ready to go into anything that's not right. Do you see the red light flashing?
No, you ain't thinking much though. I can have read that.
Yeah, but it's what it is. Remember, you've been exposed to the ways to save yourself.
That's right.
And it's not no one that can save you.
That's the Lord.
You got to save yourself. So that means you got to know what's available to you to aid you in your pursuit of salvation, saving yourself. That's why I asked you earlier, where you at with him for real? Where have you taken a position of really investigating him and accepting the fact that he's the only one you can rely on? And look what I'm saying. I'm not saying the physical.
Right.
I'm saying the manifested thought of God. Because that's what he manifests.
Yes, that's right.
He's a thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. Let's take away the flesh. The flesh was only there to let us see that it could be done. It can be done. The way he lived his life can be done. And who he is who we're going to end up being at some point. But the question is, of course, do I accept the thought?
Yeah.
Crawford, I got Bay, and then I'll close up to you.
Islam goes back to the red light.
Yeah.
You know, the prophet tells us to be aware.
Yeah.
And he also give us warnings.
Yeah.
For instance, at the end of each our meeting, he give us a divine warning.
Yes. on,
Yes,
come on.
sir, brother. But me, one of those me, I thought about the other day was, a lot of time I've viewed this outwardly, it says where there's the least appearance of evil,
Yes,
suspect the greatest of danger.
yeah,
And I've used that outwardly.
yeah,
But one day I was looking at it, and then the thought came to me that don't keep looking at it outwardly.
that's right,
Because where there's the least appearance of
That's
evil
right.
within you,
that's right.
expect the greater danger.
That's
Some,
right.
you can look at it outwardly, and like that's that red light
Yeah,
that you don't see within you.
yeah,
Because you steady looking for the evil out.
yeah,
But what about you?
yeah.
So it made me look at it differently
Yeah.
because, like I said, I've been looking at it outwardly.
Yeah.
I'm looking around the corner to see left or right.
Yeah.
But what if, well, where you at right now?
Yeah.
Because you could be creating the left or right based on the way you're thinking
Yeah.
at this moment.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is something I thought.
Yeah. But you know, and one of the things that I'm finding out that's very helpful, I have found to be helpful, is when I look for things in the manifested state,
Manifesting.
in the manifested state, I've already lost.
Yes, right.
Because this is the last formulation of the thought.
Come on.
This is the plane of things made manifest. This is where it's made manifest. But remember, the thought is unmanifest. I gotta catch it before it manifests. I can't wait till it manifests because then I'm out of pocket. I'm in it. Now my response to it, I have to hope that I've been practicing. So when it catch me like that, I can respond in the way that's most appropriate for that type of situation. But I have to do it all within. I can't wait until it get outside.
Exactly.
See, that danger ain't outside. The danger is inside. That's what I gotta be careful of.
Praise God. I hear you.
So, and that's just in accord with what you said. Ill, then McGee Bay, wait a minute, McGee Bay, then and Ill will close it out, 'cause we gotta go.
I just had a question on that.
Oh, go ahead.
When you say it's unmanifested,
Yes,
is that because you let it in somehow?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're not guarding the gates.
Look, all it needs is a crack.
Yeah.
It don't need no big wide, just a little teeny crack.
Yeah.
That's all it needs. And the reason that it gets in is because you don't stop it. It doesn't matter that, well, I didn't even realize it was a crack. But the fact of the matter is, you let it in.
Exactly.
Come on, yo.
It's fun. And you know, right on that point, and listen, I'll agree. The prophet came, and he came here to show the North America, the Asiatics, and North America, as well as to the world.
That's right.
But we had a particular problem.
That's right.
He came looking like us.
That's right.
We needed that.
Yes, that's right.
We had to have that.
That's right.
A prophet who looked just like us.
Yes.
Remember, and along the lines of the discussion that you all just had a moment ago, that you let it in. Every picture that was manifested to us was with blonde hair and blue eyes of Jesus. That thought was a permanent fixture in most of our minds.
Yeah, that's right.
The prophet had to come and show us that is not Jesus. Because we would have continued to stray after the gods of Europe, whom we knew nothing, and hold fast to the thought that he looked like a European.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's a thought that the Lord self used to help to keep us enslaved. That thought had to be changed.
Yeah.
The truth had to be told.
Yeah.
The prophet came as he did in due time, as Allah sent him, looking like us, coming amongst us, and being among the common people.
Yeah.
We needed to get that other illusion out of our mind to free ourselves. But the longer we hold on to that thought that was manifested in depiction and other areas of media when they put whoever they was calling Jesus up there, he never looked like us.
Yeah.
So he's bringing us back into the realm of the truth, the circle in which the humanity is.
Yeah.
He connected us back by letting us be known that we're part of humanity.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the truth.
That illusion kept us away from thinking, and many of our people still cling to the name and principles of the illusion of slavery because they don't believe.
Yeah. That's right.
They're still defending the blonde hair, blue eyes on the wall. And that's a grip on us.
That's right.
That's part of the Negro problem.
That's right. That's right.
So the prophet, I learned the prophet did a great thing for humanity as a whole and for the Moors, the Asians in North America, because it helps us to get out of that grip, of that manipulation. Because it's still there. And we do have to manifest him.
That's right. Yeah.
This is that time that we have to manifest him so others can see. Imitating the prophet. We're imitating Jesus come again. So we gotta hold that one.
That's right. Praise God. You gotta hold that. That's right. That's good, yeah. That's good. Peace.
Peace. Islam war.
Islam.
Yeah. For the sake of the Lord, Junior Bay. And she moderated the Most High Temple of America. So I got something out of it. That's something out of it. In your journey. So this one we're going to now, you know, with Priscilla been charter and everything, so we're going to get right into that. We'll call Sister F.D.L. Hill in regards to our charter. Y'all look really good out here too, you know. Very good.
Islam was.
Islam.
First, I give praise to my Father God, Allah. I give honor to His holy and divine prophet. I give honor to each and every one who came out tonight and those who are in our monitors and sites to come and celebrate the Temple 71 Charter Day. 46 years we have been blessed with. The doors have continued to stay open. And through Allah's will, through the strength of the Moors of Temple 71, we're holding on. And we're going to keep holding on as long as Allah allows us. I want to have a reading first, one verse out of chapter 48, and I'm going to read verse 3. In these modern days, there came a forerunner who was divinely prepared by the great God Allah, and his name is Marcus Garvey, who did teach and warn the nations of the earth to prepare to meet the coming prophet, who was to bring the true and divine creed of Islam, and his name is Noble Drew Ali, who was prepared and sent to this earth by Allah to teach the old-time religion and the everlasting gospel to the sons of men, that every nation shall and must worship under their own vine and fig tree, and return to their own and be one with their Father God, Allah. We have something set up for you for information and enjoyment. And we want to start off, if you don't mind, Morris, let's start off with a song. Let's uplift the spirit.
Yes.
Let's, Brother Madiba.
Make us soldier, soldier to you. Make us soldier, soldier to you. Make us soldier. We
Come and join this Moorish nation. Come and join this Moorish nation. We are the soldiers of Jubilee.
Islam.
Islam.
I want to call for the Grand Sheikh of Temple 71, who is also the Grand National Chairman of the Lord Science Temple of America, Brother P.J. Seal, to give us some history on Temple 71.
Then shine and give our glory, glory, rise and shine and give our glory, glory, rise and shine and give our glory. We are the soldiers of Jubilee.
Islam.
Islam.
First, I give praise to Allah, the great God of the universe, our Father and our Lord, who blessed us to be here once again in congregation, that we can unite in thought. Right now, our thoughts should be on high. We just had a beautiful, beautiful Sunday school instruction from our national leader, Brother John Bay, who is continuing to help us to be blessed in learning these divine truths and being able to expound upon them, so we can start to make sure that we are becoming stronger in these teachings. One of the things I've said in the past that I heard brothers say is that no one should know more about the Moorish Science Temple of America than the Moorish America, especially a practicing Moorish America. So as long as we practice, we continue to gain strength. As long as we stay open and keep our heart and mind filled with love, and our bodies clean with water, then we allow the teachings of our holy prophet to come in and take root. And that's what we have to have. We have to be rooted in these teachings. We have to make sure that that root is growing and becoming stronger, so that no matter which way the wind blows, we as a student of our prophet, as a disciple of the prophet, know that you are leader. And remember, this holy divine movement will not be shaken. We'll continue to march. I'll have a reading from our Holy Koran and Moorish Science Temple of America. And I'll read from chapter number 36, on page 44, Holy Instruction from the Prophet, Know Thyself. I'm going to read from instruction number 2. It says, fearfully and wonderfully art thou made, praise therefore thy Creator with all, and rejoice before him with reverence. Praise be thou the most. Can I say Islam?
Islam.
It's a blessing and a pleasure to be here and an honor to be before you to expound upon just a bit of the history of Temple number 71 here in Washington, D.C. Now, I'm going to preface a couple of statements. One is, and qualified, I'm going to not read from anything. I'm going to share the history from a perspective. And the other part is, I may in fact may not get everything in chronological order. So don't hold that against me. If I do say something in error, I encourage those who have been around and those who know, help me out. If I say something in error, if I just have it out of place, let me keep flowing. You know, I may miss the chronological order, but I'm trying to get to the gist of it. Because I'm going to share this in a way that came to me that sometimes is not just seen by everybody when you're talking about just following the history step by step. But most of it is. Now, I'm going to go back a little ways. We've had many good members here at Temple 71. And many of them actually were in the Moorish Science Temple of America before Temple 71 had come about. I.e., like Brother R. McDowell, he often states that he joined the temple maybe back in the 60s or before then. And even our Brother T. Gabriel, who recently passed. He was in the Moore Science Temple of America in the early days. So we want to give honor to them and others that were there before that time. Now, just like we just finished talking, Temple 71 was a thought. It was a thought that was held, and that's a good thing about this. It was a thought that was held by some who were at that time in different conditions. But of course, we know the Moore Science Temple of America had already been founded by the prophet in 1913. Now, some of the people that were holding the thought, they were in communication with Brother R. Lovell, who was the former Grand Sheik and moderator of the Moore Science Temple of America. And during that time, he was in Detroit, Michigan. But the people who was communicating with him through writing and other means and some of his visits, they were able to show to him their interest in the movement. And their, I guess for lack of a better description, their commitment. And so Brother Lovell will communicate back and forth with different people, and then at one time, and this was, yes, he got this charter in 1976. But the Moors were meeting in different places prior to getting the charter. So I'm just trying to make sure we get the whole picture here. And because those who held that thought, after communicating with Brother Lovell, and they came back here in the city, and they were able to get, I believe, and y'all can help me out a little bit, a warrant of authority to have a branch temple. If many of you all remember, Home Office and the Grand National, the Grand Sheik and Moderator were in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Temple number 43. I'm doing all this for a reason. Many times, as Brother Lovell would help out with different branch temples around the country, and if they did not have a subordinate temple in that particular city or state or area, they would come under temple number 43 as branch temple 43. There were many branch temple 43s around the country, because Brother R. Lovell, our national leader, was in temple number 43. Now, and help me out right here, as we started out here, I think we were branch temple 43 as well. So we had that warrant of authority, and then there were a good group of Moors that held fast. And like I said, we met in different places back during that time. Some were meeting in people's homes, and we met at some other centers, and then we met down at the Y, down at 9th Street. And that was a large gathering place for the Moors prior to us being able to hold fast long enough and get the finances and resources together to purchase this building in 1991. And so the Moors who were meeting faithfully down at the Y, we were able to get this building here in 1991, and we came here and purchased this building, and we've been here ever since. Now, prior to that, some of the Moors had gone, who were holding fast. They went to Chicago after communicating with Brother R. Lovell, and seen their commitment and dedication, and so they went to Chicago in 1976, and they were issued a charter. And so praise be to Allah for those Moors who came before us, who are here now, and some of us who are here. And as you can see pictures of Brother G. Moore Bay and Sister M. Johnson Bay, who were two of those Moors that went to Chicago and received that charter from Brother Lovell. And I'm going to give you a little bit, I do have a couple of things, just to give you some of the chronological order. Like I said, it may be a little off here and there, of the Grand Sheiks that brothers and sisters, he held the office of Grand Sheik here at Temple 71. In 46 years, and that jumped out at me in particular. I have to take that personal 46 years. Because out of that 46 years, I've been honored to have been in the position of Grand Sheik of this temple for 20 of those 46 years.
Praise God. Praise God.
And Brother T. Foster Ill, who was the former Grand Sheik of Temple 71, as well as the assistant Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America, formerly, held that office for the other 20 years. And then we had those who came before us, who held the office for those other 6 years. Brother C. Robinson Ill was the first Grand Sheik of Temple 71. And he held that office in 1976. But he may have been even the Grand Sheik prior when they were a branch temple. Brother M. Johnson Bay held that office after Brother C. Robinson Ill. And he's the husband has passed of Sister M. Johnson Bay. Then we had a good brother, Brother C. Hood Bay, who held the office of Grand Sheik. Not for a long period of time, but actually that's when Sister C. McCrae Gill came into office, because Brother Hood Bay didn't hold office but for a short period of time. And Sister McCrae Gill also was the Grand Governess of Washington, D.C. for many, many years, as well as the Grand Governors of institutional branch temples for many years. And she traveled and worked with Brother Love Ill for a long time. Then Brother T. Foster Ill became the Grand Sheik of Temple 71 in 1981. And he held it until 2001. He got sick. And that's when, as his assistant at that time, I came into the office as the Grand Sheik of Temple 71. And I held office up until 2019. And then Brother L. Green Bay was elected as the Grand Sheik of Temple 71. Until 2021, Brother L. Green Bay and some of our other members here opened up Temple number 79. Then I was re-elected or elected again as Grand Sheik of Temple 71. So it's such a blessing and an honor to be here in the Moorish Science Temple of America for this period of time. And why it's so personal and dear to me, and I'm humbled because prior to coming into the Moorish Science Temple of America, just like many of us, we've been through different ways of life. But I never was consistent for this long in anything. And didn't see it. Just like many of us, and they're, chasing the illusions of the world, and that's where I vowed to be at. But Allah touched my heart, and the Prophet's teachings changed my way of thinking. So praise be to Allah that I was able to be allowed to come in and try and seek the truth, find myself, and praise and worship Almighty God, Allah. I am blessed to say and humble that I've been here ever since. I haven't had to go anywhere. I never had a desire to go anywhere. So praise be to Allah. But also out of Temple 71, and I'm going to get some of this. There were several temples in this area. Those members actually were at one time or another members of Temple 71. We don't often hear a lot about it. Temple number 73. Their Grand Sheik was Brother L. Thompson L., if I have it correct. And they were, I think right off of Georgia Avenue somewhere, they were here. I'm not sure of the location, but I know Brother Thompson L. and some of the Moors were in Temple 72. Then also Moors who were at Temple 74 at 3rd and Q Street. And then you have Temple 77, which some of their members are here today. Pray to get out of our form. They used to be members of Temple 71.
That's right.
As well as Temple 78 now. Their Grand Sheik is Brother J. Frazier Bay, who is also a member of Temple 71. As well as I just mentioned, Temple 79, who were former members of Temple 71. So you can see the impact, and I'm really trying to get to the heart of this. Don't take for granted Temple 71. And I'm going to a whole nother level with y'all right now. This temple is significant. And it ain't because we boasting or because we here. Allah fixed this. That this would be a temple in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, that could help develop the different Moorish American Muslims who were committed to the cause of uplifting fallen humanity. And I just mentioned 5 different temples outside of Temple 71. And it's important that we as Moorish American Muslims understand the significance of us coming and developing thought. That's what we were talking about. And allowing our spirit to unfold. Brother Allah and I talked about it on Friday, had a significant role in our development here. And he opened up them doors for us. And he made a way, and he paid attention to the Moors who were coming from different walks of life. And he took a very good interest in the Moors around the country. And so we benefited greatly from being under, at that time, Grand Sheik and Moderator. And he taught us well. And one good thing that many of us learned is that he kept us in the book. Which again, that's the momentum for us to keep going and stay in the book. Sometimes we get caught up on the person. You can't get caught up on the person. So we stayed in the book. And here we are. From it, praise be to Allah. But Allah there, he had moved from Detroit, Michigan, and he came here and lived in Washington, D.C. area for a long time until he got ill and went back to Detroit just before he passed. And it was a blessing to have him with us. One of the successors to the prophet. Our brother mine. Yeah, we all got faults and failings. He said, Allah alone is perfect. We ain't looking for that. We got to look pretty good. And along that line, these are some of the good things that came out of Temple 71. And it's been significant. And I'm really emphasizing it because we have to see a bigger piece of this spiritual movement that Allah has gotten a destiny on. From here, as I mentioned before, Brother T. Foster Hill was the Grand Sheik of Temple 71 for 20 years. He also became the Assistant Grand Sheik of Moorish Science Temple of America. He also was the Grand Mufti of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Other national officials that come from Temple 71. And these might not be in chronological order, but I'm going to share. Sister J. Dawson Bay, who was our Grand National Secretary at one point, as well as the Assistant Grand National Secretary. Sister I. Moore Bay, who was the Grand National Secretary, as well as the Assistant Grand National Secretary at one point. Our Grand Sheik and Moderator, with R. Jones Beck, who's still the Grand Sheik and Moderator, but he also was the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Baby, were you the assistant at one point? Yeah. And the assistant chairman at one point? Yes, and chairman at Temple 71. And I, of course, already mentioned myself, Sister T. Powderbeck, our financial secretary. And Sister M. Montgomery Bay, our assistant financial secretary. Now, there's a science to this, and y'all might not follow it, you might not even agree with it. There were 7 Grand Sheiks, and there were 7 national officials. Y'all better work them numbers.
It's on rotation. I have the list here, so I've been seeing where I might be able to assist you.
Go right ahead.
We've had 25 members who have held official offices. We have 15 members who have or do hold national offices in the movement.
Okay. And we're going to put that history together. I haven't seen 15 or 25 on a national level, but I do know of the ones I mentioned.
No, 15 on the national level. 25 have held an office. That means chairman here, or secretary here, or grand governor, or whatever. But on the, as a national official of the Moorish Science Temple of America, we have 10 people, 10 members who have held those positions.
Okay. Well, you share the other 3 I didn't get. You have?
You want me to?
Yeah, that was 3. I mentioned Florfield, Sister Dawson Bay, Sister Moore Bay, Jones Bay, myself, Sister Clyde Bay, Sister Montgomery Bay. What are the national?
Sister B. Foster Eel, the National Sisters Auxiliary.
Okay.
Myself, the National Sisters Auxiliary.
All right.
Brother Bradford Eel, no, I'm sorry, not Brother Bradford Eel. Sister Walker Eel is an appointment on a national level with the newspaper. Sister D. Moses Eel at one time was also the national treasurer or secretary treasurer. Yeah.
Okay. Praise God. Without even emphasizing my point even greater.
And me too.
That we, and Sister Daly.
Right, National Allied Health Team.
Yeah, and also I was national secretary for the Multi Corps and Moorish Science Temple of America.
And trust me, we're not, y'all heard my statement up front. If I mess up or if I fail to recall or omit, that's how you assist. But praise out. And that's why I was emphasizing the importance. And we don't put Temple 71 above any other support. We don't. Because having a title don't mean anything. Under that title comes responsibility. And from that becomes your duty. And along with that becomes your service. The responsibility, the duty, and the service. That's what comes with any office, station that anyone holds, as well as being a member. And what we've always tried to do in this regard, and I know it's true, is make sure that the teachings of the prophet are preserved and being taught, just as the prophet has left them for us with the understanding that these are the things that we're able to share based on our practice, our commitment, and what Allah has revealed to us. We're not saying that we're giving you all of it, or we know it in and out. But we can share this. Remember, that comes in and here that practices, and it ain't temple really, that practices these teachings with a sincere heart and an open mind, you'll learn these teachings. And one thing that I can stand on is that from the very time I've been in here, that the Moors have always held fast to what the prophet said. You know, and as the secretary just said, D. Jones Bay just reminded me, is that we have many other Moors who didn't have titles, who did significant work all around the country.
That's right.
And praise be to Allah for them, because this is our home base, as I told you on Friday. This is our tribe. This is our family. We have different tribes and families all over the country at different temples. He's made us responsible here in Washington, D.C., and it's important here in Washington, D.C., that there's a history of Moors that did not go against what the prophet said. They tried to be as obedient as they possibly could. They were allowing themselves to learn and develop in a righteous way. And that many families were raised in here. Because sometimes although it might not be here at the moment, we have thousands of members in the Moorish Science of America right here in Washington, D.C. And we know that at some point, he said before the end of time, all these about Islam, praise be to Allah, if they show up again and help themselves out by coming back home. Those doors will be open, not based on Brother Chase here, but based on all the members that are here who are striving for purity and life. They'll see to it that it stays open. Brother Chase is here now. And it's a blessing, and that's why we all have to have the same information, learn in the same fashion of uplifting form of humanity. Let our hearts and minds be filled with love, so that we can continue the legacy of work that our holy prophet Nabi Ali has brought to us, that we can give to others. Praise be to Allah more than what we're going to try and do in the future is add to the list and be able to post it so our people can see. And we will put together the chronological order. And one of the things I talked about with some of the Moors on the media team is that we try to put together a pictorial, especially for all of our members that have passed. And so we can see the importance of those good members that have come into this great movement, in particular here in Washington, D.C., and came and made their contribution. We've had many great contributions from a lot of good Moors. And this, in and of itself, the Moorish Science of America, has changed our lives. Peace, Moors.
Peace. Islam, Lord.
Islam.
We glad to have our good brother, our chairman, Brother Algernon Bay back.
Yes, we
are.
Praise
Allah. Algernon Bay, how you feeling, Mo?
Praise be to Allah, a lot better than I did before.
Praise God. Sister said she wanted a song.
Well, brother, Chairman, can you help the Grand Sheik out with a song?
Brother McGee, look.
And you and Brother McGee, yes, both of them, Brother
Any
McGee,
other
they,
brother, I want to know any other brother who want to come up for a quick moment. We're just going to sing a song. What was the one?
Can I beg, it was Brother Martinez, but he's
So
not
what's
here.
your favorite song, Mama?
We come this far,
Let's get it.
Come on, brother.
lean on love. Trust is every word.
Y'all can sing
You
along.
never fail me yet.
Amen.
Oh, can't turn around. We come this far by faith. Just the other day, I heard a man say that he didn't believe the words that I said. But I can truly say, God has made a way, and He never failed me yet. everything. For lonely me. Oh, can't turn around. We come this far by faith. Just the other day, I heard a man say that he didn't believe a word that I said. But I can truly say, Drew Holly has made a way, and he's never failed me yet. Praise Allah, he said, Prophet Noble Drew Holly, to make me free. He gave everything for lonely me. Oh, can't turn around. We come this far by faith.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, brother Chase Hill, for that beautiful history and acknowledgement of our Moors here at Temple 71. Now I would like to call for our secretary here at Temple 71, Sister D. Jones Bay, and she's going to read the charter to us.